my journey through the world, over land and over sea, I see different cultures and different people's ways.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ̀yin olùgbọ́ àti òǹwòran wa nílé àti lóko. Orúkọ tèmi ni Olúmídé Awókọ̀yà. Òní tún jẹ́ àkókò fún ìfọ̀rọ̀wánilẹ́nuwò èyí tí ilé-iṣẹ́ University Press PLC máa ń ṣe lóòrèkóòrè. Ní òní, a ó máa sọ̀rọ̀ lórí University Press PLC Bilingual Dictionary ti Yorùbá. Ní ìkàlẹ̀ ni bàbá wa èyí tí ń ṣe olóòtú àgbà dictionary náà, Professor Kolawole. Ẹ káàsán ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n.
Ẹ ṣeun o, ẹ káàbọ̀.
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ǹjẹ́ lè farayín mọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ káwọn olùgbọ́ àti òǹwòran kí wọ́n mọ̀ ìdí ẹ̀ sí.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí olóòtú ṣe sọ, orúkọ mi ni Kolawole Owolabi, onímọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ nínú ìmọ̀ ẹ̀dá èdè ni mí. Àsìtí òjò ti ń pa ẹgún bọ̀ ọjọ́ pẹ́. Ó dẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé nínú ìmọ̀ ẹ̀dá èdè tá ń pè ní linguistic, èdè Yorùbá jẹ́ ohun tí mo káràmásìkì lé lórí látọdún tó ti pẹ́. Ìyẹn náà ni ibi tá a wà ní ìsinmi.
Ẹ ṣeun.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe sọ tẹ́lẹ̀, mo ní pé University Press PLC Bilingual Dictionary nítorí náà bàbá ṣe ń sọ Yorùbá tó bá dé ìpele kan á tún sọ Gẹ̀ẹ́sì díẹ̀ fáwọn òǹwòran àti olùgbọ́ náà bákan náà wọ́n lè bá wa kálọ. Ẹ̀yin bàbá wa, mo fẹ́ béèrè bó o kí gan ló bí dictionary yìí?
Ìyẹn àtúmọ̀ èdè yìí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Nígbà tí látọjọ́ wípẹ́ sẹ́yìn ó lọ bí ọdún bíi 10 tàbí kó lé díẹ̀ sẹ́yìn báyìí, arákùnrin kan wá láti, mo ṣe wà lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ dáadáa nígbà lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ ìjọba, mi tí fẹ̀yìntì kúrò nínú iṣẹ́ ìjọba. Arákùnrin kan wá láti ilé iṣẹ́ yín UPPLC, mo rò pé ọ̀mọ̀wé Kamalu ló wá bá mi pé wọ́n ń ṣe àtúmọ̀ èdè tá ń pè ní dictionary pé UPF fẹ́ gbé jáde. Èyí tí wọ́n ti nílẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ tó wà níwájú mi yìí,
bẹ́ẹ̀ni,
this dictionary of Yoruba language wọ́n tún ṣe. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti pè àwọn kan wá bá wọn wò ó ní àtúnṣe tán ṣe. Mo rò pé wọ́n ti kóra wọn jọ tó ti pẹ́ tán ti pọ̀ tán ti gbé wá, ó jẹ́ 2 nígbà yẹn. Ó dẹ̀ lóun fẹ́ kó jẹ́ wípé kí n bá wọn ṣàyẹ̀wò rẹ̀ pé ṣó ṣe gbé jáde tàbí kò ṣe gbé jáde. Mo dẹ̀ ní n tó wá gbé fún mi yìí gẹ́gẹ́ bí olóòtú iléeṣẹ́ yẹn, mo ní ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn mo béèrè àwọn ìbéèrè kan lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Mo dẹ̀ ní mo ní mi ò kí ń bá ìpele irú ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ orú báyìí, pé kó lọ pe àwọn ọ̀gá ẹ̀ wá, tó wọn àtàwọn ọ̀gá ẹ̀ bá jọ jókòó, tí mo bá mọ tání lọ́kàn gangan,
bẹ́ẹ̀ni,
màá lè máa sọ oríṣẹ́ ló kó wá yìí, ó lè dé gbé iṣẹ́ tá nǹkan ti ṣe,
bẹ́ẹ̀ni,
kó dẹ̀ gbélé mi lọ́wọ́ pé kí n máa bá yín yẹ̀ wò, pé kó lọ po àwọn ọ̀gá ẹ̀ wá. Pété mi àwọn ọ̀gá ẹ̀ bá jọ jókòó tá a jọ sọ̀rọ̀, màá lè sọ tinú mi jáde lórí ẹ̀ tí n bá yẹ̀ wò. Àwọn ọ̀gá ẹ̀ kí ká lè mọ̀ pé lóòótọ́ náà rán ẹ, tí ì ṣe pé o kàn déédéé da iṣẹ́. Torí ṣáájú ẹ̀ tí mo fi ṣe báyẹn ni pé ṣáájú ẹ̀ olóòtú kan wọ́n fà ṣáájú ẹ̀ tó tún wá bá mi lórí iṣẹ́ yẹn rí, lórí iṣẹ́ àtúmọ̀ èdè yìí, tí mo dẹ̀ sọ pé mi ò lè ráàyè kópa náà ìtàn fẹ́ ṣe yẹn, pé iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ mi kọ̀. Ó dẹ̀ tún padà wá pé inú àwọn àbádùn tí bí mi bá tẹ̀lé ráàyè kórúkọ mi wà ń bẹ̀ lára àwọn tí ó ṣe. Nígbà tí mi bá ṣe iṣẹ́ báwo lórúkọ mi ṣe máa wà ń bẹ̀, ìyẹn ti wà lọ́kàn mi tẹ́lẹ̀, bí sọ ní kókó lọ pe àwọn ọ̀gá ẹ̀ wá. Bàtẹ́ àwọn ọ̀gá dẹ̀ dé, alákòóso ilé iṣẹ́ yẹn, Mr. Kolawole olórúkọ mi, àti omidan ìyáàfin Bádémọ́sí, wọ́n jọ wá, adẹjọ sọ̀rọ̀ wà lódà. Èmi ó fún wọn ní ohun tí mo rí sí iṣẹ́ tán gbọ́ ẹ jẹ́ kí n kọ ọ̀rọ̀ fún nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ bí mo wá ṣe ríṣẹ́ yẹn sí màá ṣàlàyé fún yín mo dẹ̀ ṣàlàyé ó pọ̀ lọ rẹ̀rẹ̀ mo rí pé iṣẹ́ tán náà tún ṣe yẹn o níbi tí mẹ̀kọ́ tó dàgbà dé ó dàbí pé kò ní lè bá òde mu pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àlébù pọ̀ nbẹ̀ mo kọ òwe lórí ẹ̀ ó ṣe bàǹtùbàǹtù mo gbé fún wa ní UPL mo dùkú bá táwọn ayẹ̀ wò náà rí pé ọlọ́mọ̀ ṣe táwọn ò tí ì gbélé jáde o sápá àwọn ti gbé jáde ni bí wàhálà nìbá jẹ́ fáwọn lábàlókè kan jẹ́ ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ lórí ẹ̀ ká ṣàtúnṣe ìṣàtúnṣe nìkan ká kẹ́ kúkú jẹ́ pé màá bá àwọn pàtẹ bá ń ṣe fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ àtúmọ̀ èdè torí bí tí ọgbọ́n ẹ̀kọ́ dé èyí tá a mú wá yìí 1933 ni wọ́n ti ṣe lé ìjáde
bẹ́ẹ̀ni
a lè sọ pé láti 1933 ibi tọ́gbọ́n wà ní 1933 ló wà ní 2010 tàbí 2009 ọjọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ ti Yorùbá ó ti digi àlọ́yè káàgbé àgbáńláyé ìmọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ tá a bá dẹ̀ mú ó gbọ́dọ̀ lè wà níbàámu pẹ̀lú ìdàgbàsókè tó ń lọ nù èdè yẹn
bẹ́ẹ̀ni
so láàfin wa ní òkè ẹ jẹ́ ká wo nǹkan máa ṣe lèmi wọ́n fi wá ní ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pé kí n ṣe ẹni tí ó jẹ́ olùdarí iṣẹ́ àkànṣe tuntun náà máa ṣe lórí àtúmọ̀ èdè yìí ní dictionary bí mo ṣe dẹni tí ó gbé kíní yẹn rù nìyẹn àgbà tí mo dẹ̀ gbèrú bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹnìkan ìjáwádé
bẹ́ẹ̀ni
kò sí mo ṣe lè dá iṣẹ́ yẹn ṣe aláti pé àwọn ènìyàn ká gbogbo yunifásitì ni mo dẹ̀ a lọ sí apẹ àwọn èèyàn láti kó láti fẹ̀ rò pé àwa sí iléeṣẹ́ yẹn láti jókòó pé ká ṣe pàdé àkọ́kọ́ lórí dictionary iléeṣẹ́ yẹn ṣe dáadáa o kódà ibi tó wú wọn lórí dé wọ́n fún àwọn tí ó ń bọ̀ lówó ọkọ̀ wọ́n ṣe ògbẹ́ wọ́n ṣàṣe bó ṣe ká ṣàlejò fún wọn àṣìpàdé àkọ́kọ́ ń bẹ̀ yẹn nígbà tí a ti pàtẹ díẹ̀ nǹkan tó a rò wípé ọ̀nà àbáyọ bá ṣe gbé iṣẹ́ yẹn kalẹ̀ ó dàbí pé wọ́n rí pé àwọn kan ó ní wọ́n la pé kíní yóò fẹ́ gbà kókó àwọn o a ò rí wọn mọ́ lẹ́yìn ìgbà yẹn lẹ́yìn ìpàdé àkọ́kọ́ yẹn kí ló wá dé kíláàsì máa ṣe kíláàsì máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ mo rò pé mo ṣì wà níbàámu pẹ̀lú ìbéèrè tẹ́ ń bè kíláàsì máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ kíláàsì máa tẹ̀síwájú àwọn míì rọ́pò wọn àwọn ajẹ́ bíi 11 nígbà tó pẹ́ olùkálùkù bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí yọ̀sẹ̀ nígbà tá a rí pé kíní yìí kì í máa ṣe nǹkan tí bá ń ṣe ròbà kọ́ níṣẹ́ yìí ẹbí ó gbà yọ ọmọ ìdàbí pé tó wà gbà yọ ọmọ pọ̀ díẹ̀ wọ́n yọ̀sẹ̀ ní kúkúrú èèyàn bíi 8 ló yọ̀sẹ̀ àti pòfẹ́sọ̀ ó wà nù wọn tani wọn lè ráàyè láti ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́ èmi ìta fún lówó owó pé tí ẹ gbà kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ yìí àgbọ̀ padà lọ́wọ́ ẹlòmíì àròwó yẹn padà mọ́ kò àtọwó àti iṣẹ́ àríwọ̀n wọn lọ àṣàbẹ̀rẹ̀ sí bọ́bá ṣe ń lọ àtúnwẹ́ lómi tó bá ṣe ń lọ àtúnwẹ́ lómi adẹ̀rò pé àwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n wà nípele ẹ̀kọ́ tí í ṣe ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n ó yẹ káwọn náà lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa nírú ìmọ̀ bédè ìṣirò bá ṣe ń dàgbàsókè nípa dictionary àmọ́ àwọn náà nípele yẹn ká mú bí mélòó mara nítorí ẹyin náà ló máa ń di àkùkọ tá a bá fún àyàn náà ní ọgbọ́n tí wọ́n lè lò láti ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn àbẹ̀rẹ̀ àwọn náà àtúnrí àrídìí ẹnu wọn lásán àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí bá kínní yẹn yí láti bí ọdún 11 mẹ́wàá sẹ́yìn ara tí kì í ṣe pé kò ṣèṣo ó ṣèṣo re ṣùgbọ́n gbogbo ohun tí a là sílẹ̀ wípé a máa tẹ̀lé nígbà tó olúkálùkù bá dé bùdó ẹ̀ tí ó ti ṣiṣẹ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn ò tẹ̀lé níta ti là sílẹ̀ yẹn mọ́ kò dẹ̀ sí bá ti lè lọ padà bá wọn pé báyìí náà ní ẹ̀ka ìṣe bá ní ká ṣe àti máa kọ̀wé bó ṣe yẹ kí èèyàn ronú kọ̀wé yóò dàrú tàbá fún wọn láàyè láti máa ṣe é ní ọwọ́ ara wọn bájà ṣe ń ṣe là ń gba káàdì ọ̀nà káàdì lẹ́rí lọ́wọ́ yẹn káàdì iṣẹ́ ní gbogbo tẹ́ ń wò ní ibẹ̀ yẹn apá kan nìyí tá a bá débi ìkàwé mi ní ilé ètò abẹ náà ó tún fẹ́ tó ilé so bá ṣe ń gbà nìyẹn á dẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí tójọ à ń tójọ kò sẹ́ni tó máa yẹ̀ wò gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ́dítọ̀ pé kó yẹ̀ yẹn wá sáà ń gbàjọ ni pé ẹjẹ́ ká tẹ̀ kọ́ kó ìmọ̀ nípa àtúmọ̀èdè ìjọ bá ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣe nìyẹn á dẹ̀ wá rí pé nígbà tá a máa tójọ ń tójú rí ẹnu ò gbọ́dọ̀ sọ lórí ẹ̀ ṣé ti ìwé ni ká sọ ni ṣé ti iná ni ká sọ tá a lò ní ṣé ti jẹnẹrétọ̀ tá a fi ṣiṣẹ́ ni ṣé ti bébà tá a lò ní ṣé ti íǹkì tá a lò ní ṣé ti àti ẹ̀ lè ká mọ́ èmi náà láti sọ pé wẹ́ kò dájú ẹ̀ńtẹ́yìn ò lè fowó rà ní iṣẹ́ ìfẹ́ ẹnu la fi bá dé ìbí nígbà tó pẹ́ àwọn tó ń kọ̀wé wọ́n tún gba bòmíì yọ pé àfitá bá ń kó àwọn àjọ sí ilé ìtura kan fún ìwé yẹn kíkọ ìyí ò sí nínú nǹkan tí ọ̀nà àbáyọ mẹ́tún nìyí máa fi tó àwọn alákòóso UPL lọ́wọ́ wọn ò rojú o náà bá tún gbowó lẹ̀ pé ó dá ká máa lọ sí Kakanfò láti lọ máa kọ̀wé yẹn ká máa dájọ́ lọ́bẹ̀ tá a bá wá níjọba ẹ̀ báyìí tá a bá dé níbi ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ tá a dẹ̀ ló di bí Sunday ọjọ́ kẹta ọjọ́ kẹrin èyí tá a bá ṣe ká gbà padà ká gbà lọ́wọ́ wọn ká tún máa lọ ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ni ó ṣe àní wọ́n lè ó sì wà náà àjákọ́ ni bàtà àwọn bá dé làwọn tó máa kọ́ sínú káàdì àtúnrírí káàdì títí a fi ṣèpàdé mi nígbà tí kìnìún yìí dẹ̀ wà ń pọ̀ tó yẹ pé ó ń tẹ̀léra àdèmọ́ rí èso bá ṣe ń fẹ́ à ń rí káàdì lọ́wọ́ ẹlòmíín nínú wọn o pẹ̀tù àárí nínú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ó dàbí pé wọ́n fẹ́ kún UPL nípa ìnáwó yẹn èmi náà dẹ̀ tún gbèrú pé ó dáa èmi ó tún wá hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì mi tí màá máa kó síbi tí wifi tó wà tí jẹ́ pé tẹ́ bá wà níta ẹ máa ṣe iṣẹ́ íńtánẹ́ẹ̀tì lọ ni mo wá ní Bódìjà a tún ṣèpàdé yẹn lọ wọ́n fẹ́ wọ́ ọkọ̀ wọ́n ṣe gbogbo oríṣiríṣi ìbéèrè ṣáà ń ṣẹlẹ̀ àṣe ntójú rí bọ́dẹ bá pẹran ni bó bá ròṣẹ́ tó bá ròyà tó bá pẹran kò ní fẹ́ nìkan jẹ ní ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn àṣàṣe àdúpẹ́ àparí ẹ̀ débi tí ó dé yìí ebi náà káàdì ẹ̀ náà nìyẹn adẹ ti tójọ́ a tó gbọ́ ẹ̀ pọ̀ mo wá kọ ìjábọ̀ lórí ẹ̀ yẹn ní report ìjábọ̀ tí mo kọ lórí ẹ̀ ó ṣípayá gbogbo ohun tó ń lọ ó ṣípayá ibi tí iṣẹ́ déré ó ṣípayá ibi tí iṣẹ́ lè jẹ́ àṣejèrè ó ṣípayá ibi tó jẹ́ pé yóò lè mú tẹrútọmọ yóò lè ní ipa tí ó kó láwùjọ Yorùbá nínú ètò ẹ̀kọ́ Yorùbá gbogbo ṣípayá ni mo ṣe mo á ní ẹ̀ńtà àkójọ yìí o a lè fi lè ṣe dictionary tàbí àtúmọ̀ èdè o ó ti pọ̀ jù fún dictionary nígbà tí ẹ̀ náà bá wo olùkáàdì yẹn tá a tẹ̀ jáde tó kún tó yẹ tilẹ̀ ga tó báyìí ta ni ó gbé irú dictionary sí ẹja fi ṣe data bank ìyẹn pé ká ṣe bí àká ọ̀rọ̀ inú àká kàkà máa kó ọ̀rọ̀ síbẹ̀ tá a bá kó àká ọ̀rọ̀ jọ tó pọ̀ bó ṣe pọ̀ yìí torí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àlébù ló wà nù àká ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn tá a bá la tún fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣe àtúnṣe lórí àká ọ̀rọ̀ àfàìmọ̀ ká má tún lò bí ọdún mẹ́wàá mìíràn pé ìjọ wo láwàá tó nígbà téèyàn bá fi ọdún kan bẹ̀rẹ̀ wèrè gbàwó ní tó gbéyàn jẹ lọ́jà so ẹ jẹ́ ká wo bá a ṣe lè rí èrè nínú iṣẹ́ yìí ẹ jẹ́ ká gba àká ọ̀rọ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣúra ohun mèremère ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa fa àwọn àtúmọ̀ èdè dictionary yọ níbẹ̀ lẹ́yọ ní kejì láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ bàbá ṣe ibi tá a bọ̀rọ̀ dé nìyẹn ní ẹ̀sìn mo dẹ̀ ti inú ìjábọ̀ mi yẹn mo ti fi ọ̀nà àbáyọ hàn tá a ti ṣàlàyé àti kó gbẹ́lẹ̀ fún àwọn alákòóso iṣẹ́ yín pé Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ká ṣòwò jèrè àní ṣòwò ṣọ́ọ̀tì èrè nìkan kọ́lẹ̀ ẹ̀dẹ̀ jẹ́ torí pé tá a bá ní tara jẹ iléeṣẹ́ tó tún káràmọ́ èdè Yorùbá báyìí bíi ti UPL ó sọ wọ́n o torí àwa là ń rìn ara dẹ̀ mọ́ tó ń lọ pàápàá jùlọ lórí ti atúmọ̀ èdè báyìí atúmọ̀ èdè dẹ̀ jẹ́ kan nú ọ̀nà ẹ̀kọ́ tí a ti ní nǹkan kan ní kìí ṣe èdè Yorùbá nìkan èdè Áfíríkà ni ẹ lè ra atúmọ̀ èdè kan tó ṣe gbòógì tá a lè gbà ilé mọ̀dà púpọ̀ kò sí pẹ̀lú àdàmà pé n tó fà á kò ṣòro ẹni tó nǹkan tí nǹkan tó wá ti jẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ atúmọ̀ èdè ni àsìkò wà ń bẹ owó wà ń bẹ ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹni wà ń bẹ kò sí tí ò rọ̀ mọ́ tó ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ò ní ààyè láti jókòó ṣerú yẹn mọ́ ní ò jẹ́ ká ní ìwé atúmọ̀ èdè kì í ṣe pa kàrídé ń kọ̀wé onology à ń kọ̀wé ẹnìkan à ń kọ̀wé ìtàn ìyẹn kọ́ yìí ìwé ìtọ́ka sí lélẹ̀ reference work kò dẹ̀ sí nínú African language tá a ti lè sọ pé èdè Africa tá a ti rí àtúndì tó gbógìrì èyí là kọ́kọ́ tá a fẹ́ ṣe.
ẹ ṣeun pẹ̀lú ohun tẹ́ ẹ ti àtìlẹ́yìn ohun kan tí ó wù mí láti túmọ̀ gbàgbé lóòótọ́ láti ní ti UPPLC bilingual dictionary èwo gan kí ló mú ìyàtọ̀ bá èyí tí a ní tẹ́lẹ̀ àti eléyìí.
ètò ẹni tẹ́lẹ̀ yẹn eléyìí lẹ̀ ń wí o.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
eléyìí àrọ́rọ̀ míì tá a lè pè ní la fi pè ní dictionary àkójọ ọ̀rọ̀ lásán lè yìí àkójọ ọ̀rọ̀ láìsí àlàyé ò ní eléyìí jẹ́ bí àkójọ ọ̀rọ̀ láìsí àlàyé ni ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tá bá mú èdè òyìnbó báyìí tá dẹ̀ túmọ̀ sí Yorùbá ẹ̀rí wọn pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tá túmọ̀ yẹn kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ nínú èdè Yorùbá máa ṣe túmọ̀ òmíì ó jẹ́ pé bóyá ọgbọ́n tàwọn ẹlẹ́sìn èdè àwọn ẹlẹ́sìn ni wọ́n lò tí ì ṣe pé a lè gbára lé dẹ́yìn òmíì wà tó yẹ pé wọ́n á gbé gbági pátápátá tó yẹ pé kò ní ṣe é lò tó àwọn èèyàn ń lò ó bẹ̀t níbi tí màá dé dúró yìí mo ti kọ́ tá a bá dénú iléeṣẹ́ yín ẹ ti rí ìjábọ̀ mi lórí report mi tí mo kọ gbogbo àlébù eléyìí ó lọ bí 11 lórí tí mo pín sí ìsọ̀rí gbà tí wọ́n rí pé àlébù yẹn pọ̀ ju tó wà lẹ̀ náà tó fara mọ́ pé kẹjẹ ká bá lọ àlébù yẹn mo ti kọ́ gbogbo ẹlẹ́ fún yín ó wà lọ́dọ̀ yìí ó dẹ̀ pọ̀ gidigidi.
ẹ ṣeun bàbá ní báyìí for our viewers and those that are listening to us at home and abroad, we'd like to know what actually inspired this project, the challenges you faced, and the state at which the bilingual dictionary project is right now.
Olumide. Well, the story of this project dates back to about 10-11 years ago. I think 2009 or thereabout. When one of the editors in UPPLC then, Dr. Kamalu, usually walked into my office. I was still in active service within the university circle there in my office at the Faculty of Arts. He came down and contacted me that the UPPLC dictionary that has been existent, that was written in 1933, this is the small one, was due for a revision. And they knew that it was due for a revision. Yes. No more meeting the challenges of contemporary scholarship. And they had commissioned some people, some academics, to do the work for them. But then they thought they should not go straight into publication without giving a third eye, a kind of critical eye to look at the manuscript before they go into press.
Okay.
And that is why they've made the inquiry left, right, and center, and they were directed to me. He showed me the volume. I saw the 2 volumes. And I said, well, Mr. Editor, I'm sorry, when you come to me with a work of this nature, because I know the implications and I know the massiveness of this kind of work, I say, I'm sorry, you may have to bring your MD and whoever is a fantastic head of that place, so that he and I can talk. That I may not be able to give you all the details, because you have brought a big project. Say I will be available, but let me talk to them. And incidentally, they came. They were very happy to come. 2 of the MD came. The production, is it production manager now? Is Bademasi? Executive publisher came. It was a very happy discussion with me, and I decided to go into the project, having listened to them. So I had to recruit lexicographers who I feel should do the work. Went to AAU, LASU, and so on like that, and recruited about 11 people. And we came to UPL for the inaugural meeting. We got to UPL, we did the inaugural meeting. We were the management was very cordial, they were very happy that things are moving. And we started the work. But then, unfortunately, because of the rigors that the thing entails, because dictionary making anywhere in the world is it's not a small project.
Yes.
It's time consuming.
Yes.
It's finance consuming.
Yes.
It's anything. It's intellectually demanding.
Yes.
You know, and it's always for mature scholars. You know, only mature scholars can write dictionary because it's a reference work. It's not a textbook. And when these professors saw this, even those we have given advance payments to, some of them returned it because they could not cope with the rigor of the work. They absconded. In fact, some of them had to look for money to borrow to give us back. And that created a lot of obstacle for us to climb. How do we then get replacement? And I was saying, the next thing is for us to allow not only professors, let's go to lower level too. There are some PhD candidates, there are some master's candidates, MPhil candidates who should grow too.
Yes.
And we should bring some of them and give them lecture.
You're totally right.
That we did to augment the number. So we got them and we still continue. So for almost all through thick and thin, we were just struggling, putting things together. We were able to get cards, index cards for this kind of things. Those are the cards you have there, over there. I have very many of them. I study at home. So we were able to get cards recorded. But I must say that the obstacles are so many that I cannot be outlining everything. But then we just felt that once something has started, it will be fruitless. Getting to a distance and then recalling. Yeah. At the time, I was almost thinking that maybe we look at the money. If you have gotten some advance, I just give UPL the advance and we forget about dictionary. But then the love of the language, the interest of the publishing house, because like I say, like you know, this UPPLC is one of the few publishing houses that still have a lot of interest in Yoruba language. I know I started. I've been associated with Yoruba publication this publishing for a long time. The days of Macmillan was leading at the time of Yoruba materials. The days of what's called the one near UPL now, that's Evans. In fact, I was on retainership for Evans for about 4 or 5 years in the days of the white people there, McGregor and so on like that. So I'm familiar with Yoruba development. But all of those people just fizzle out. They seem not to be showing much interest. But then UPL now came with this kind of unexplored. This is the area of gap in our scholarship. No dictionary. It's not only Yoruba, it's not African languages. And if a publishing house can have such a stake as such an interest, I think academics should marry that one with the interest so that they are not discouraged. So I had to take the thing up and say whatever is going to cost me, it must be a successful project. You know, the time consuming thing, forget the everything. We will get there. So I give them the assurance. I have to be very, I have to emphasize this, that Macmillan, the UPPLC they show a lot of high degree of understanding. I couldn't believe the way they cannot that. I mean, looking at it from the market side, the economic side. That's the way publishers think. But if you don't even look at that side, they look at the scholarship side. They look at the heritage side. That this is the kind of thing that heritage can give to a community, not manage the cost to them. So that's the attitude I see in the last 10 years. Because they didn't query me for a single day. That look, if I forced them into contract, that the contract lapsed, they didn't worry. They didn't even ask anything. You know, I have from they were almost thinking that it should be bad debt, this kind of thing. They almost got to that thing. But I say that as long as one is living, as long as this one is so interested, we will go ahead. So we got the thing together, repackaged ourselves, repackaged everything, and then we came up with something massive. But the massive thing now, far away is so much large that you can never have a dictionary of that size.
Yeah.
It has to be cut to size. And apart from that, when I was flipping through a few of them, I saw a lot of mistake from the one we have been receiving. Because the work was not edited. In any case, when you get back to UPPLC, ask for my report. My report detailed everything, including the problem of this earlier one. It's everything is with them now. And I think they went through and they could understand. And I said, what we should now be thinking, We should not be thinking of the failure, the obstacles. We should think of how do we get this thing realized. That is the only thing, you know. And so, as a way, my report now says, let us take this one as a data bank. But there, if you see there is a particular lexicographer just took dictionaries and started giving examples from existing English dictionaries to match Yoruba, even when the things are not when they are not native to our environment. Started using River Mississippi. We translate River Mississippi. But we want a dictionary that will reflect our environment.
Yes.
We want a dictionary that will market us to outside world.
Yes.
We don't want a dictionary that will be a translation of English dictionary. That is not original.
Yes.
That is the kind of work we saw. I said, look, and I wrote a letter to even the UPL management. This is part of the unedited thing, and so we now have to go back to the drawing board, and I start looking at. If we say we have to start revising this, it will take us another 10 years to revise. So let us now start. Let's start bringing out dictionaries from this place. Let's start with a picture dictionary for pre-primary, adult, the formative age of children, from nursery to primary. Okay. Get a picture dictionary for them, because that is the level where Yoruba will be threatened.
Okay.
This is where they don't pass Yoruba to children. Okay. Let have a dictionary. Let have a reference, so they can migrate from English to Yoruba conveniently. Yes. In a dictionary. Yes. And that is so we brought that one out from the same data bank. Apart from this one, we can move on and have a kind of pocket dictionary, which translators can use. Yeah. It's a question of just getting the pocket dictionary answer. Yeah. Then we can move to another level, basic dictionary, that will be able to capture the market at secondary, junior secondary, up to tertiary level. Another dictionary has its own shape and structure. Then let's have another a kind of functional general purpose dictionary that is going to be bigger and for advanced students. From the same data bank, all we need to do is get this data bank, rework it, update it, take some elements out, take some elements in, and then start bringing dictionaries. In fact, we can even bring out thesaurus from this kind of thing. That is the way dictionaries are being prepared as well. You see, when there are new words, you go and update your data bank. You don't need to update dictionary. Update your data bank, because the next dictionary will be made to see the data bank, the development of the data bank. Yeah. So this is a planned approach, a kind of programmed approach, and I feel that it's not a thing of 1 year. And once I gave them this lecture, we are still alive. We make sure that UPPLC becomes an authority in Yoruba dictionary, because the dictionary will be so graded that we move people from formative age to intermediate age to adulthood and then to advance. For that one, you have dictionary. So no other person can compete with them along the dictionary. This is the programming, the situation, you know. Yeah.
I'm really fascinated with what you said. And it actually showed the difference between the previous dictionary we have of the Yoruba language, because it's going to be a picture dictionary for the nursery, and the primary, the secondary, the tertiary, like that, which is a very good thing. But sir, the viewers out there, they're actually, they are with hopes. Yeah. They want to know this dictionary we've been talking about. How soon will it be published? When are we looking at?
Well, the yes or no will be my answer to that, because I may not be able to say exactly, but then it will depend on. Now, we had discussed with the management of UPPLC. Okay. And we thought that since we are making a starting point, which is going to be UPPLC bilingual dictionary of Yoruba language for nursery and primary schools. Okay. It will be curtailed so that it will not be a bogus dictionary. If it's too big, if it's too much for the age of the children, they have attention span. So we have to but then we will not make it a pamphlet either. Okay. It's a reference work. I'm saying this because of timing and everything that you go into your as an answer to your question. Thank you. So it will be a sizable dictionary, but not lean, not a lean dictionary, not a thin one, and not voluminous. Okay. So the size must be that will be encouraging. because as we have the target audience as a pre-primary, that's nursery, primary, we also have learners of Yoruba as a second language.
Okay.
For that level too.
Okay.
There are many parents abroad who want their children to be learning Yoruba, and a reference book is necessary for them. When you say this word, let us see what will happen. So the struggle to get a fantastic dictionary that is commensurate with the level, that commensurate with the environment, commensurate with everything, we take some little bit more careful planning. And also that we are even going to work with illustrators. Because every lexical entry that is put there will be illustrated pictorially. And that being the case, because children will be able to key into that kind of illustration when they look at it.
Yes.
And that kind of illustration can go to e-edition of the book. Can even be made into a kind of a cartoon something, a kind of movie something that we packages technologically for outside world. So this picture thing is the first of its type that I know on the Yoruba language. So all this will go into time. But then my projection, all things being equal, is that we should be able to do that kind of thing in 6 months.
That's great, sir.
We should be able to do it in 6 months.
And that's great, sir.
But that will be a lot of effort, a lot of time devoted to it, a lot of goes into it. And the proposal has gone to UPL on that. In fact, a proposal was deposited with the management of UPL yesterday for detailing everything out. We have been able to do 6 months.
Thank you, sir. Ẹ jọ̀wọ́ fún àwọn tí olùgbé wa náà ní ti Yorùbá ohun tẹ́
sọ tọ́lédè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì.
ẹ bá wa sọ ní Yorùbá.
Wà ní ṣókí ohun tí mo sọ tó ti yàtọ̀ tí mo kọ́ sọ tẹ́lẹ̀ ní wípé lẹ́yìn tá a ti ṣàkójọ gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ yìí tó ti pọ̀ àwa ní àkójọ ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn data bank pé ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa yọ àwọn atúmọ̀ èdè láti inú ẹ̀ ìyẹn ní dictionary ká máa yọ lẹ́yọ ká wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn ọmọ èéhù ìyẹn àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké ọmọ jẹ́lẹ̀ òsinmi ká wá dictionary tí ó bá ìpele yẹn mu àwọn ọmọ ọlọ́dún àkọ́kọ́ primary ní iléèwé alákọ̀ọ́bẹ̀rẹ̀ káwọ́ ẹ̀ tí ó bá mu ìta bá wá báyẹn ó gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ èyí tí ó jẹ́ pé yóò tún wà ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú ìpele àwọn ọmọ tó bá ń kọ́ Yorùbá gẹ́gẹ́ bí èdè àkọ́kún tẹni tàbí àwọn tó ń kọ́ Yorùbá gẹ́gẹ́ bí èdè àjòjì foreign language tàbí second language. Àwọn ọmọ pọ̀ ní òkè òkun tí wọ́n jọ ọmọ Yorùbá tádẹ̀ ń fẹ́ kí wọ́n gbọ́ èdè Yorùbá. Wọ́n bá ṣe ń sọ Yorùbá fún wọn yẹn wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ lè ní ìwé àtúmọ̀ èdè tí wọ́n lọ máa yẹ tí wọ́n ń sọ wò tó jẹ́ kí àkójọ èdè wọn kó máa pọ̀ àkójọ ọ̀rọ̀ ní èdè wọn lè máa rí. Tí wọ́n wá rò wípé irú èyí tó jẹ́ ó gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ aláwòrán. Aláwòrán ló máa jẹ́ kí orí àwọn ọmọ máa yá láti máa wo báyìí tá a bá sọ pé fìlà táàpù bíbò tá a dẹ̀ sọ fìlà a gbọ́dọ̀ lè yàwòrán fìlà yẹn tá a dẹ̀ lò lọ́rọ̀ lágbájá dé fìlà káwọn ọmọ rí so gbogbo láti di pẹlẹbẹ mú ọ̀lẹ̀jẹ̀ fún dictionary pé tá a bá parí ìpele yẹn dáadáa tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé a lè lò lórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára a lè lò lórí báyìí àwọn tó wà ní Amẹ́ríkà ni o àwọn tó wà ní Canada ni o àwọn tó wà ní Brazil ni o àwọn tó wà ní Kútọ́nù ni o àwọn tó wà ní gbogbo data bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń wo yìí tó a bá dín náà ọ́fíìsì mi níbí 23 ní university ti ṣe Yorùbá ní Amẹ́ríkà a ní data ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ a dẹ̀ lórúkọ gbogbo wọn ó jẹ́ kanú àwọn èmi náà ti rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ mo ṣe gẹ́gẹ́ bí olùdarí tó dá Yorùbá ibiṣẹ́ èdè Yorùbá sílẹ̀ ní yunifásitì bíi kíkà tó mọ̀ síbi tá a wà yìí amọ̀yẹ àwọn ọmọ òyìnbó tá à ń kó wa irú àwọn ọmọ òyìnbó tó ń kọ́ Yorùbá fún èdè àjòjì yẹn irú dictionary á wúlò fún wa púpọ̀ ọjà tí tó máa bá ní dictionary torí kò sẹ́ni tó ti ṣerú iṣẹ́ yẹn ló jẹ́ kẹ́ ó wú wa lórí púpọ̀ pé a gbọ́dọ̀ gbérù yẹn jáde láti jẹ́ kí gbogbo ayé ó mọ̀ torí ìpele àwọn ọmọdé lédè Yorùbá ó ti kọ́ pa wọn o torí àwa òbí àṣọ èdè sí àṣọ Yorùbá sáwọn ọmọ wa ìgbéraga ni pé tọmọ bá gbọ́ ìbò tá a máa ń rò sí nìyẹn àṣọ Yorùbá nǹkan sí wọn kí dẹ̀ ṣe tiwa ẹ̀ka burú díẹ̀ lédè Yorùbá ni ó burú ju tàwùsá lọ ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ju tìgbò lọ àìsọ Yorùbá sọmọ ẹni bá ti sọ Yorùbá sọmọ ní ilé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé àwọn yẹn ò lajú ni tàbí pé ọmọ yẹn ò màwé ni tí ò bá ti kọ Yorùbá so láti tí wọ́n bá ní dictionary nínú level tó bá ní ìpele yẹn táǹdì rẹ̀ aláwòrán tó yẹ pé gbogbo ayé ń gbà gbàwó lélẹ́yìí jáde gbogbo lélẹ́yìí ti jáde á jẹ́ wípé nǹkan tí yóò wú yẹn lórí pọ̀ ní ọjà ó dẹ̀ pọ̀ fún so la fi fẹ́ gbára bọ ìyẹn àfẹ́ kéde yẹn parun ní ìpele àwọn ọmọdé la fẹ́ fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọdé ká ti bí pẹlẹbẹ mú ọ̀lẹ̀ jẹ tá a bá parí tàwọn ọmọdé yẹn àtúnbọ́ sí ìpele gbìn tó kù ìpele tó kù ká máa bí JSS ọmọ girama mọ àwọn NC mọ àwọn ọdún àkọ́kọ́ ní yunifásitì kí dísánrì ká tó jáde wáyé mi ká tún mọ dísánrì alágbèéká tá a lè jù sápò táwọn ọmọ àwọn oníwèé ìròyìn Yorùbá àwọn tá a lè jíwò láti túmọ̀ ìkágbá àwọn ajú wọn ká tó mọ̀ jáde ká tó mọ̀ ètò jẹ́ pé gbogbo oníṣe dísánrì tó jẹ́ bí gbogbo oníṣe ká tó mọ̀ jáde so láti mọ àkójọ ọ̀rọ̀ data bank kan yẹn a lè máa fa dísánrì bíi mẹ́rin jáde ńbẹ̀ tọ́rọ̀ tuntun bá dẹ̀ ti dé àkójọ ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn lálọ́ fi kún ibẹ̀ yẹn bàtà bá fẹ́ ṣe dísánrì mi inú àkójọ wa láti mọ̀rọ̀ tuntun yẹn wá so ọgbọ́n tá a fẹ́ lò nìyẹn láti jẹ́ pé iṣẹ́ yìí kó di pé ẹnìkan tí ó máa ṣe irú ẹ̀ ìkíní kan tó wá fara wé eégún ni ẹ̀yìn àrò ni ó sùn la fẹ́ sọ iṣẹ́ yẹn dà ibi tá à ń bá a lọ nìyẹn.
Thank you, Professor Kolawole. I would like you to advise the viewers and also the listeners that speakers of Yoruba language, the attitude they turn to Yoruba language, how they see it. What is your advice for them?
Well, thank you, Olumide. You see, our attitude to Yoruba language is not different from attitude to African languages. It's, the only thing is that maybe in varying degrees, we have allowed our language to be marginalized by these so-called world languages and English. Yes, we believe that we need English, French, and so on. Windows to the world, we know that. You need this one to interact with international world, but you need window to your people.
Yes, you're right.
And the only window to your people is your language. There is no country that develops using an imported language. It's not possible. I've never seen any country like that in the world. That this country has developed using an imported language. Britain did not use imported language. Germany, Russia, China, Asia, but name it is their language. Why should Africa be different? Yes, granted that many Africans are conquered by these colonial masters. Can't you wean yourself from it and use your language to develop? You will see that is part of the secret of ancient tiger. It's their language. Their language is used in sciences, it's used in anything about them is their language. In fact, some of them have been coded, they don't care about English. But see where China and Japan are nowadays. It is easier for you to communicate with the children at the infancy in their language. That the experiment has been done by Pastor Funwa many years ago, and it succeeded, but politics killed it. So there is no country, I repeat it, no country can develop using an imported language. I just picked it up. The Yoruba thing, like let me be particular with the Yoruba case. The Yoruba thing, you see a child of 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, comes in now. Every child walks in now. The next thing is for you and I to start, what's your name? And so that's a child that you cannot even speak. That you are meeting for the first time. What's your name? Ask your friend. What? Come here. The child will look at you like, okay, that kind of child you are speaking English to at age 4, age 3, age 2, age 1. When the child is dreaming, is he going to dream in English? Look, the child has a cognitive base. You have not allowed that child to develop it. There's cognition. And there's when you are growing up, if a white man speaks to you in English language, you process it through the mechanism of your own language. You don't process it through English.
Yes.
The processing is automatic within you. You see, that's why the one writer, Edward Glissant, said that I speak to you in your language, and it is in mine that I understand you. When the European white man speaks back to you, you process it in your own language. The more you use the vocabulary, you cannot process. It's difficult for you to understand. So understanding is getting level. So I will advise to all parents that are showing this kind of blatant ignorance about how language works and about development works to please stop doing harm to themselves and their generation. I happen to be a director of Yoruba Language Center, which I, as pioneer director in University of Ibadan, I brought in so many American students. Some of them are fantastic. Kolawole Oyibo, who beats drum, bata, and so on like that. Everybody knows that. He does that in US, in Canada. Now, a tale came to me just like about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Kolawole Oyibo boy was invited by Nigerians in Canada to come and entertain at a ceremony. He charged them $5,000. Not only that, they have to pay his transport. That's Oyibo for your children in Canada. They called me in Canada and reported that case to me. I said, you are just beginning to see the problem. Now, I don't know what language you speak to your own children at home. My own children are grown up. First of them don't understand you, but I'm also guilty. If you teach them or not, I wouldn't know what the audience, the language they use. Now, these children you don't speak Yoruba to or their language to, they give back to children. They have nothing to pass on to them. The children too will give. So like that, your language is dying. And once your language is dead, you are dead with it. The children will be cursing you because you have no legacy left for them. Their identity is destroyed. Language is your identity. As you are now, you are a black man, a black man. If an Hausa man sits down as black, an Igbo man sits down as black, they say is a Ghanaian among the other. They sit down. The only binding cause is not the color of our skin. It is the language. That is the only identity God gave you to distinguish you from the other person. And when you destroy it, the white man is giving his own language. You now say, God, this white man language is better than my own. God is said to be a God of perfection.
Yes.
He has given you what is perfect.
Yes.
You are the one condemning. You will have to answer to him in the last day. That is just my closing prayer.
Thank you very much, sir.
Fún àwọn tiwantiwa, a fẹ́ jẹ́ kí ẹ fún àwọn olùgbọ́ Yorùbá bákan náà ní ìmọ̀ràn lórí èdè Yorùbá. Ẹ ṣeun.
Ẹ ṣeun. Ìmọ̀ràn tí wọ́n kàn fún wa náà ni mo ti sọ léèbó yẹn. Ṣé rí èdè Yorùbá, èdè abínibí, òun ní àmì ìdánimọ̀ wa.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìran Yorùbá, àmì tó dá wa mọ̀ ní èdè Yorùbá. Tá a bá mú Haúsá jókòó, Ìgbò jókòó, àwọn oríṣi ẹ̀yà míì jókòó, nítorí Ọlọ́run fi dá wọn yà sọ́tọ̀ lédè, kì í ṣe àwọ̀ láàrin ara wa, dúdú gbogbo wa, èdè wa yàtọ̀. Ọlọ́run tó sì ṣe yẹn, ó mọ̀ tó ṣe. Ọlọ́run tó fún ọ ní èdè tó ní kó máa fi kọ́ ọmọ ẹ̀, ṣe é náà àwọn ọmọdé orí wọn bíi kọ̀ǹpútà ni o. Wọ́n ṣe wà ní ọdún tán wà yẹn, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èdè náà lè kó sínú orí tó jẹ́ pé o ní kọ̀ǹpútà àti ẹ̀ tó ní báyẹn tẹ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àbùdá wà náà kọ̀ǹpútà yẹn pé features àyẹ̀yọ kọ̀ǹpútà àbùdá nìyẹn. O wá sọ pé àbùdá tèdè èyí tó pọ̀ yìí bá mi yọ tèmi kúrò, bá mi fi tèdè ìbò sí. You are deleting, o tún yọ àwọn àbùdá tó lọ́n mú fún ọmọ yẹn látọ̀run, òun yọ kúrò, òun fi mí ìrọ́pò ẹ̀. Ṣé ìwọ lo lẹ́tọ̀ àṣeyẹn àbọ̀lọ́run tó ṣe olóòmọ̀ tó ń ṣe aláṣepé lọ́lọ́run. So èyí tó ń ṣe yẹn Ọlọ́run ló fi ń takò pé èdè tí ó gbé lé mi lọ́wọ́ yìí kọ́nàbọ́ ni ǹjẹ́ òótọ́ ni bí àájẹ́wọ́ yẹn fún Ọlọ́run jọ tá a bá débẹ̀ pé àwa la fọwọ́ ara ṣe yìí kó dárí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ jẹ̀ wá kó sì rán wá sí ibi tí àìmọ̀ kan tó bá wa dé òun nìyẹn o. Ọmọ tẹ́ ń pégbe tẹ́ ń pè láti kékeré pé what's your name kí ni o fẹ́ what is come here tọ́mọ yẹn bá ń lálàá kì í ṣèdè ìbò ló fi ń lálàá o. Èdè tó lọ́n ti gbélé ẹ̀ ní ó lò ó. Nítorí ẹ má jẹ́ káwọ òbí ká fi àìmọ̀ kan ká fi bà ọjọ́ ọ̀la àwọn ọmọ wa jẹ́, ìran àwọn ọmọ wa, ogún tó yẹ ká gbé fáwọn ọmọ ká má parun. Àwọn ọmọ yẹn ó ṣépèlé wa nígbà tó bá rí i pé àwọn àtọ̀húnrìn wa ni wọ́n ti ń kọ́ àwọn ní èdè táwọn ti sọnù. torí pé irú ẹ ní ìsìn tó sọ̀dì sọ́mọ ẹ ọmọ tó bí náà ó bímọ ọmọ tẹnìyẹn náà ó bímọ ok kí lè fẹ́ ká máa lò ṣé èdè wọn àdẹ̀ sí nílùú èbó èbó wọn náà wọn àdẹ̀ gbọ́ rí nítorí pé tó o bá gbọ́ èbó èdè abínibí ẹ o ò lè ronú o ò lè gbé èbó púpọ̀ o ò lè gbé èbó nítorí náà ká jọ ẹ̀bẹ̀ la máa ń bẹ òṣìkà kó tùlú ẹ̀ ṣe ẹ má jà á bẹ ọjọ́ àwọn ọ̀la ọmọ àwọn ẹ̀jẹ̀ èdè wa nìkan la lè lò fún ìdàgbàsókè oníjẹ́ ká máa lò ọlọ́wọ́ sì fún wa ṣe lágbára Ọlọ́run.
ẹ ṣeun ẹ ti gbọ́ ohun tí ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Kolawole ti sọ báyìí lórí bí a ṣe ń lo èdè wa ẹ jọ̀wọ́ ẹ̀yin òǹwòran àti olùgbọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká máa sọ èdè sí àwọn ọmọ wa ẹ dẹ̀ jẹ́ ká máa ṣàmúlò èdè ẹ jẹ́ ká máa fi yan gan ẹ má jẹ́ ká máa rí èdè wa bí ohun tí ò dára. Èyí ni òpin ìfọ̀rọ̀wánilẹ́nuwò tí iléeṣẹ́ UPPLC máa ń sábà ṣe fún ti òní ní ètò àsọ̀ lórí Yorùbá Bilingual Dictionary gbogbo ẹ̀ pátápátá lẹ sì ti gbọ́. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí orúkọ mi ní Olúmídé Awókọ̀yà àlejò òní sì ni ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Kolawole ẹ ṣeun.
I was born where the heat is like a second skin.